Hello, everyone. My name is Alvaro Rojas Camano, and I am the Associate Director of Graduate Student Affairs at the Fu Foundation School of Engineering Applied Science at Columbia University. My role at the engineering school is to primarily support the student population via services, programs, events, and student engagement. I also work with student groups to advise them on university processes and event management, and also get to know all of you through our virtual events and engineering school programs, and finally to find new ways to support student engagement. Finally, I have the privilege of welcoming you to Columbia Engineering as graduate students. We're very excited to have you here at orientation today, and we hope you enjoy today's program. Welcome and congratulations. Before we get started, I do want to review a few important details as they relate to your first few weeks at Columbia Engineering. First, I want to refer you to your department and program orientations and kickoffs that will take place in the coming weeks. Please reach out to your department contact if you're not aware of when these are to get that information. Next, please note that due to social distance guidelines, the ID Center right now for your Columbia ID is now requiring that all new students upload their photo online instead of visiting in person. So please make sure that you upload your photo. If you review your new student checklist that we sent you, you will be able to understand what that process is like to upload your photo to then get your Columbia University ID. Also, as a reminder, please submit a certified and secure online official transcript from your academic institution by October 15th by using the email up on the screen, finaldocs@columbia.edu. Finally, please make sure that you complete all your online tutorials to avoid academic holds in the future, and you can see two deadlines up there. The Columbia University pre-orientation tutorial is due the first day of classes, and C's tutorial, which is the School of Engineering tutorial, is due October 15th. So one of the many topics that we are going to discuss today, and I want to briefly mention, is how to access the Columbia University campus as well as COVID-19 policies. I won't go over all of them during this presentation, but I do want to offer a resource that will house most of the information you will need for your arrival to campus. So the Facilities and Campus Life Working Group, part of the University COVID-19 Task Force, establishes health and safety protocols for campus operations and creates guidelines for use and assignment of space while COVID-19 mitigation strategies are in place. So if you go to that website, you'll see a couple of very important pieces of information, but a couple that I do want to mention. The first one is, as I mentioned before, please make sure you do get your Columbia University ID, as they will be very important to access campus moving forward. I also want to make sure that you visit this website to both understand your training requirements, testing requirements, and also mention that it is very important and mandatory that you always have face coverings, et cetera, and masks during this time, and you will read all about these updated policies on this link, at this link. So before we get started really with the program, I'd like to speak 5 to 10 minutes on today's agenda and our goals for you as an attendee to this orientation. First, why do we do this orientation? First, we want to make sure that we offer a robust welcome from all of us at Columbia Engineering. Today, there are a great deal of administrators, students, leaders at Columbia University and Engineering that come together to make this happen and to make the semester's programming occur. Also, I want to make sure, along with my colleagues and fellow students, that you take a deep breath and appreciate where you are and what you've accomplished. Getting into Columbia University is difficult. Getting into the engineering program, and especially the graduate program, is very difficult. So you should really take a breath and be really happy about your accomplishment, and we also want to celebrate that today. We also want you to understand your resources. We want you to really understand how we can help and what these support resources are on campus and how you can get involved with all aspects of student life at the school. We also want to make sure we can set the tone for your Columbia experience. We want you to get excited and be excited about becoming a bigger part of the Columbia University family. And finally, we want to make sure that you meet the individuals that will be working with you during your time at Columbia. A big part of the graduate student experience will involve working with the many administrators, faculty, and staff that will be part of this orientation. And I think while it's important that you remain focused on why you came here in the first place to learn and graduate from a fantastic academic program, that you also explore yourself in the process through all the student life that we have to offer. So who are these wonderful individuals and staff members and colleagues and fellow students that will support you during your academic tenure at Columbia Engineering? Well, we have made a brief video introducing themselves.
Growing up, my favorite animal was the zebra because I felt like everybody liked horses, but the zebra was an extra cool horse.
Bears. It was actually my first word. The first word I ever spoke was bear, so I love bears.
My favorite animal is a penguin. Penguins are very loyal. They're very cute. Yeah, penguins.
My favorite animal would definitely be a dog, and I have one of my own who I am a little obsessed with.
I would have to say deers. We had our own baby deer growing up.
Koala, because it loves sleeping and I love sleeping myself. That's why I love koala. And plus they're cute.
My favorite animal is this little hairy baby right here. His name is T-Rex and he is 3.5 years old.
My first class of MS students, we all decided to go out and have sushi. That soon turned into a sushi eating competition where I won and ate 54 pieces of sushi, which includes about 30 hand rolls.
I do. I can juggle. Nothing fancy, but...
I can't really showcase it, but I really like to box.
I love to run, and I'm a marathon runner, have done that 3 times now.
The song that I want to hear as I enter in a room.
It would be September by Earth, Wind & Fire.
Center Field by John Fogerty.
Katy Perry's Dark Horse.
It would be Gummy by Brockhampton.
It would most definitely be Girl on Fire by Alicia Keys.
The Gaslight Anthem, and probably Old Haunts.
Baby Shark. Baby Shark, doo 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 doo.
My defining pop song of the 90s is No Scrubs by TLC.
I know it sounds like pop, but I'm not a pop person. Would be Buddy Holly by Weezer.
Would be Weezer's Say It Ain't So.
Maybe Ace of Base, I Saw the Sign.
La Vida Loca, Ricky Martin.
Oops, I Did It Again.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Spice Up Your Life by Spice Girls. I was obsessed. Definitely Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Welcome to Columbia, everyone.
Welcome to Columbia.
Welcome to Columbia.
Congratulations again, and
welcome to Columbia Engineering.
We are so excited to have you here.
I can't wait to meet you and work with you.
Welcome to Columbia!
So today's orientation agenda is up on the screen for you. It will be as follows. We will have a few wonderful speakers, the first being Dean Mary Boyce, the Dean of the School of Engineering, Senior Vice Dean Sulaiman Kachani, the President and Vice President of the Engineering Graduate Student Council. Then we will also discuss how you can get involved at the school and and work on your leadership skills at the School of Engineering with integrity with me and my colleague, Assistant Dean Yannick Brooks. We will also hear from the Executive Director of Professional Development and Leadership Program about career placement and professional development, Dr. Jenny Matt. And then we will also hear from our colleagues at Columbia University Life, which handles a lot of the campus-wide and university-wide student life programming. Thank you, and we look forward to enjoying this orientation with you. Next, I would like to introduce Dean Mary C. Boyce, the Dean of Columbia Engineering, and Morris A. and Alma Shapiro Professor. Dean Boyce leads the education and research mission of the school with more than 230 faculty, 1,600 undergraduate students, and 2,700 graduate students. While Dean, she has significantly expanded the faculty, funding for faculty and student research, programming around entrepreneurship and design, and has initiated a robust set of renovations to education and research spaces. She has also launched an inspiring new vision for the school, Columbia Engineering for Humanity. Dean Boyce earned her BS degree in Engineering Science and Mechanics from Virginia Tech, her MS and PhD degrees in Mechanical Engineering from MIT. Her honors include election to the American Academy of Arts and Science and the National Academy of Engineering. Please welcome Dean Mary C. Boyce.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Boyce, Dean of Columbia Engineering, and I'm so happy to welcome you to Columbia Engineering, the Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science. You are starting your graduate work under very different circumstances than you would have imagined. But we have worked very hard to ensure that you will have the quality of education and the excellence of experience that you rightfully expect from a Columbia education. You are all starting a new chapter and beginning on a journey that will strengthen you, both professionally and personally. And you are becoming part of a new community, the Columbia community. This network has a global reach that you will be part of for the rest of your life. You enter Columbia following an incredibly competitive admissions process, where we had the largest applicant pool to our graduate program ever. Hence, you are going to be assured that your peers, your Columbia graduate peers, are an incredibly talented cohort, and a cohort that will support you during your time here at Columbia and well into the future. You will also be joining more than 1,600 of the brightest undergraduates in the world and a world-class faculty of over 220 teachers and scholars. Today, we are connected virtually, but we are still one community, and a very dynamic one at that. Let me tell you a bit about our rich history and our impact over the years and where we're headed in the future. Over our history, we have been a school that has been focused on pushing the frontiers of knowledge by transcending disciplines, by preparing our students to be leaders and innovators for the future, and to bring these two together to have an impact on society by transforming lives. That is the mission of our school, of your school. Even before we had a School of Engineering at Columbia, the university itself was committed to the principles of engineering. We started as King's College in 1754, and in that statement, that mission statement at the time, to teach the arts of number and measuring, of surveying and navigation, the knowledge of meteors, stones, mines and minerals, plants and animals, everything useful for the comfort, the convenience, and elegance of life, and the chief and manufacturers relating to any of these things. What an elegant expression of engineering back in 1754, and engineering here at Columbia. Some of our early contributions after we became a formal School of Engineering, then called the School of Mines, were, for example, Herman Hollerith, who pioneered the tabulating machine in order to address the US Census at that time. This went on to become a predecessor of IBM. William Parsons in the 1880s impacted infrastructure projects around the globe, including our very own #1 subway line that takes us up and down Manhattan to this day. And Elmer Gaydon, the father of biochemical engineering, who pioneered the fermentation process that took antibiotics from being a dream in a petri dish to something that is mass-produced for the world. Our impact on society has always been part of who we are. Today, our achievements continue. Our alumni go on to be industry and academic leaders. Here you're seeing just a sampling of some of the leadership areas across industry that our alumni are part of. From Bloomberg and J&J to Goldman Sachs and Walt Disney to Boeing to Novartis and on. Our alumni also go on to be leaders in academia. So for example, at the other end of Manhattan at NYU's new Tandon School of Engineering, the Dean of Engineering, Jelena Kovacevic, is a graduate alum of Columbia Engineering. And we can go across the country to UC San Diego, and the Dean of Engineering at UC San Diego, Al Pisano, is a graduate alum of Columbia Engineering. Our alums also go on to forge whole new ventures and frontiers. Some of these have already emerged to be traded on Wall Street. John Oringer, founder and CEO of Shutterstock. Fermi Wang, founder and CEO of Umbrella. And we have numerous new startups coming out of our school every year. We show a sampling here of Neopanda from Teresa Caval and Sona Shah, Radiator Labs from Marshall Cox, and Epibone from Nina Tandon. Every year we see more and more adventures coming out of our school and on to success. So there's a sense of innovation, and the spirit of innovation is part of who we are at Columbia Engineering. This sense of innovation is one that has an impact on society, an impact on human lives. And when we reflect on who we are as a school, what is our mission, what is our vision, what do we aspire to bring to the world, we noticed that our sense was to have an impact on human lives, on human needs. And this follows Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. And we show this here as a pyramid of Columbia Engineering, bringing our impact on humanity, engineering for a sustainable humanity, a healthy humanity, a secure humanity, a connected and a creative humanity. Maslow envisioned this as a hierarchy, but at engineering, we also see that this is integrated, that each of these elements of engineering impact influence one another. This has formed our wonderful stamp, which shows the aspirations of Columbia Engineering for humanity. So we're seeing the interconnectedness of sustainability, health, security, connectedness, and creativity. And our commitment to the foundational areas that drive the innovations, that drive the frontiers, that will revolutionize each of these areas is shown on this outer circle. From our commitment to data science and artificial intelligence, robotics and devices, from advanced materials and nanoscience, to modeling and simulation, imaging, sensors, visualization. All of these areas cut across so many parts of engineering and bring the creativity and the future to really create sustainable humanity, healthy humanity, connected, creative, secure humanity. Our faculty and our students live out this vision every day. We have such aspirations to bring a positive influence of engineering to the lives of people around the world. Let me give you a few examples from our faculty research today. So for example, when we think about air pollution, obviously an amazing problem across the globe. Let me introduce you to Faye McNeil, a professor of chemical engineering who has a major initiative on looking at and confronting the problem of air pollution and aerosol particles around the world. Faye is leading a new effort called the Clean Air Toolbox for Cities. This is gathering faculty and research of many different expertise areas from around Columbia to work together to confront the serious issue of air pollution and air quality. She also works closely with our global centers, and in particular, our global center in Mumbai, India. When we think of a healthy humanity, we have numerous faculty working in this area as well. COVID-19, of course, has raised enormous issues around human health around the world, and we have faculty working on the molecular therapeutics around COVID-19, as well as faculty working around diagnostics and other key areas. So, for example, when we think about the diagnostics and how are we going to have fast, rapid diagnostic of COVID-19, of whether it's the virus itself or antibodies, we can look towards the lab of Professor Sam Sia, where he's a pioneer in looking at these microfluidic and other small-scale devices to bring diagnostics, not only to COVID-19, but to many other disease areas. And his work has been commercialized in the past, and there's much going on right now around COVID-19. We can also look at our impact on a connected humanity. This can mean many things. For example, how we connect with each other every day is now driven by developments in engineering. But we'd like to also recognize and understand that these areas around our connectivity, around technology, there's incredible importance for the fairness, the ethics behind this, the fairness, the equity of the algorithms. So we have a strong commitment across Columbia Engineering on equity, fairness, and the actual ethics beyond the algorithms that are created and what are they actually used for. Augustine Chantreau is a dedicated computer scientist working in this area. He co-directs an area called AI for All. This is in partnership with our School of Social Work. And the objective here is to teach ethical AI to high school students to equip them to become with the tools needed to be leaders in using technology in a responsible way. Let me also say secure humanity. Secure humanity, our impact on using engineering to create a more secure humanity can be addressing things from our security towards natural disasters, to our security in finance, to our security in almost any part of the world. Let me introduce you to Rongwei Gu. Rongwei is part of our IBM Center for Blockchain and Data Transparency. And Rongwei is using blockchain to actually create smart contracts to have a formal verification of the techniques that help unearth bugs in the blockchain's open source code that could be exploited by hackers, creating a more secure approach to contracts. Creative humanity. As engineers, we're creative human beings, and our technologies also enable creativity in others. So these things go hand in hand. Let me introduce you to Tal Danino. Here's a biomedical engineer, and he works on bacteria. He's using bacteria to actually program bacteria to go after cancer. But he's also using bacteria to program bacteria to create beautiful art. We're seeing an image of his artistry, which is actually all that beautiful blue pattern is actually bacteria. So Tal is not only showing the ability to get control over bacteria as a therapeutic delivery system, but also as one with an artistic end. And that artistic end also communicates the power of engineering to such a broader community. So that gives you just a tiny sampling, just 5 people of 220 faculty labs that you can be a part of when you come here to Columbia Engineering. In addition to this incredible research and education environment, we also have an amazing ecosystem around entrepreneurship, design, and innovation. We have a makerspace that's open to all for creating your own physical and digital prototypes. We have a special effort around human-centered design, including curriculum, courses, as well as workshops. And there are many other avenues for you to become engaged in entrepreneurship, innovation, and design. We have special funding opportunities to seed your own ideas, from our Ignition grants to venture competitions, and to also us launching design challenges to expose you to a challenge confronting our world, so that you can think of, what can I do with engineering to bring a solution to confront this challenge? This culture of innovation permeates our entire school, from hackathons and workshops to venture competitions to pitch days to innovation showcases. You can be a part of all of this. And indeed, just this week, earlier this week, we launched a new set of Ignition grants for students to bring their ideas on how they can bring technology to create the future urban society in this COVID environment. We're looking forward to see what innovations our students propose for that Ignition challenge. Here we're showing, Sam Sia is the faculty director of our entrepreneurship program, and that, all of these different programmatic activities, we have physical space, we have funding, different support, and different ways to do idea generation. Our director of entrepreneurship is Ivy Schultz, and she's really reaches out and supports you and to bring you into this ecosystem. Our collaborations go way beyond just our work on entrepreneurship and innovation. We also have enormous collaborations and a collaborative spirit around our research, which cuts across so many disciplines, very interdisciplinary nature of research here at Columbia. And how we actually start to support and execute the interdisciplinarity of our efforts and to bring different faculty research groups, different student groups together is through centers, these cross-disciplinary centers, from ones around fintech to ones around the future of advanced wireless to ones around cybersecurity. Our efforts across engineering and medicine, we have many research labs from engineering faculty up at the medical campus to engage more closely with our medical colleagues. Our IBM Center for Blockchain and Data Transparency, I mentioned that earlier, we celebrate our second year anniversary in the coming month. And also a new center around electrochemical energy to really explore the future of energy storage that's really needed if we're going to get renewables to have greater penetration across all areas, from the grid to vehicles to buildings and beyond. We also have other cross-disciplinary centers, such as our Nano Initiative, where we have a clean room and fabrication center and characterization center. And this is also home to a number of large-scale research centers, such as an NSF Materials Research Science and Engineering Center on the precision of assembly of superstratic and two-dimensional materials, a Department of Energy Frontier Research Center on programmable quantum materials, and also a new collaboration with the Flatiron Institute in downtown New York and the Max Planck Center in Germany on non-equilibrium quantum phenomena. And I'm sure you have all heard of our Data Science Institute, led by our very own computer science faculty member, Professor Jeanette Wing. And this Data Science Institute has incredible membership of faculty from across engineering, but also from across the entire university, as we see data science permeate so many different disciplines. And the Data Science Institute enables these cross-disciplinary interactions amongst faculty across our different schools. And we also, as you know, have a Master of Science in Data Science, and also now a ability to have a specialization within your PhD, if your PhD is in an area that connects into data science. So you're seeing the amazing depth and breadth across our school. And now you are a Columbia engineer and joining this amazing set of faculty, student peers, and of course, that we are the #1 graduate engineering program in the Ivy League. And a large part of that is due to our students and our faculty and what they're able to do together. So welcome to Columbia Engineering. So I look forward to you coming in person and welcoming you in person. The virtual environment lets us get everything started. But of course, we want to be connecting with each other face-to-face, in person, on campus in New York City. So looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Dean Boyce. Next, I'd like to introduce Professor Sulaiman Kachani, Senior Vice Dean of the Engineering School. Professor Sulaiman Kachani is Columbia University's Vice Provost for Teaching and Learning. He also serves as Senior Vice Dean of Columbia School of Engineering and Applied Science and a faculty member in the Department of Industrial Engineering and Operations Research. He conducts research in the field of dynamic pricing, supply chain management, machine learning, and transportation analysis. Prior to joining Columbia, he worked as a senior consultant at McKinsey & Company. Professor Kachani has received several awards, including the Columbia Alumni Association Distinguished Faculty Teaching Award and the Kim Award for Faculty Involvement. He's a member of the World Economic Forum's Young Global Leadership Class of 2013. He received a Diploma in Applied Mathematics from the École Centrale Paris and a Master of Science and a PhD in Operations Research from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Please welcome Professor and Senior Vice Dean Sulaiman Kachani.
Thank you, Alvaro. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sulaiman Kachani. I'm Columbia University's Vice Provost for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation, and also Senior Vice Dean of the School of Engineering and Applied Science, and a Professor of Industrial Engineering and Operations Research. I would like to welcome all of you to Columbia University and to the Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science. Congratulations on your admission to your graduate program at Columbia Engineering. You should be very proud of this achievement. I would like to acknowledge my colleagues from the Office of Graduate Student Affairs and all the staff who have made you being at Columbia and this event possible. I also would like to thank the Engineering Graduate Student Council for their partnership, successful advocacy on behalf of graduate students, and involvement every day to make graduate student life a vibrant one. Thank you, Tinkai and Shreya, our EGSC President and Vice President, and their colleagues. Over the past 7 years, Dean Boyce's leadership of Columbia Engineering has been transformational at many levels. We have enhanced the quality of our educational programs, and in particular, our master's and PhD programs. We have strengthened our research, our collaborations with other schools at Columbia University, our partnerships with industry, and our engagement of alumni. Our 2019 and 2020 US ranking as the top engineering school among the Ivy League, and our inspirational Columbia Engineering for Humanity vision are two of many indicators of our excellence and our responsibility to lead the engineering field globally. 4 years ago, we started building a one-in-a-kind portfolio of professional development programs that include career development, workshops, and professional development seminars on a wide-ranging set of interpersonal skills and values, as well as a diverse set of networking events with alumni, faculty, and students, and social events and activities. This program that we call PDL has been received extremely positively by both master's and PhD students from all departments. Some of the seminars, like those on written and oral communication, will feel like eating bread and rice. They are important. Some of the PDL program workshops, like those on ethics and integrity, may feel like eating broccoli, kale, spinach, and carrots. Eating your vegetables is essential. And some of the programming, like the career development workshops and the networking socials, may feel like indulging with pizza, ice cream, and chocolate. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you eat your vegetables and your rice or bread. I'm delighted to share that 99% of our graduate students report that they would recommend PDL to a friend. We are really excited about the PDL program, and I strongly encourage you to participate in it very actively. You hail from 57 countries, and you should be proud of being among such a group of very talented and diverse individuals. This year, the school has again witnessed a significant increase in the number of applications, and you being here is a testament to your great academic and professional achievements. You applied, you were selected, you deserve to be here. Many of you have traveled or will travel long distance to come to our beautiful campus in New York City. Some of you are already in New York City and are suffering from jet lag, while some of you are viewing us from your home country, and we look forward to seeing you in September or October. You have been thinking of this moment for a long time. Now the moment is here. You are a graduate student at a prestigious university founded in 1754 and at a renowned school founded in 1864. We have a great container for you. We, the faculty and the staff, are dedicated to making your stay here very fulfilling. We are facilitators. This is a great place. However, you, and only you, can make your stay here an extraordinary experience, as did these very successful Columbia Engineering alumni before you. Let's start thinking about the ingredients that are necessary to making your stay at Columbia University and Columbia Engineering extraordinary. We're going to do 2 quick 1-minute exercises, and I need your full cooperation to start and end immediately when I ask you to. First exercise. In the next 60 seconds, please think about 2 things. 2 things you intend to give to your fellow students in your graduate program to contribute to having their experience be extraordinary. 2 things you would give them so that their experience at Columbia is extraordinary. 1 minute. Go. Thirty more seconds. Thank you. Now, for an additional 1 minute, think of 2 things you hope to receive from your fellow students that will contribute to having your experience be extraordinary. 2 things you would like to get or receive from your fellow students. 1 minute, please go. Thirty more seconds. 2 things you would like to receive from your fellow classmates. Thank you very, very much. I've done this exercise multiple times, and here are the results I typically get. Things that students intend to give include patience, respect, authenticity, care, hard work, empathy, and dedication. And things that students hope to receive include respect, support, help, knowledge, advice, jobs, kindness, and friendship. I invite you over the next days, weeks, and months to an exercise of introspection and self-awareness. What do you want to get from your Columbia engineering experience that will help you go from this great new mountain peak to the next one? Over the next 12 to 18 months if you're a master's student, or the next 4 to 5 years if you are in a doctoral program, you will have an opportunity to take advantage of the face-to-face and virtual academic, research, career, and social events offered by your program, your department, which has multiple programs at the undergraduate and graduate levels, the School of Engineering and Applied Science, which has 9 departments and multiple affiliated centers and institutes, Columbia University, which has 16 schools, New York City, and the world. You should do your best to network with fellow MS and PhD students, undergraduates, with faculty, staff, and alumni. The network of friends you will meet at the school and university is invaluable. From experience, and I have seen this from several economic cycles already, your fellow friends are the people who will help you find your second, third, fourth, and fifth jobs, and with whom you may start a company. They are the people you will rely on in times of crisis and who will share with you your happy moments. Avoid having transactional relationships and instead build long-lasting friendships. Be kind, respectful, and generous with your fellow students and alumni. You are now part of the Columbia Engineering family, and you are embarking in a wonderful journey. Your fellow students are your partners in this journey, receiving from you and supporting you in this journey. Another important group for you to interact with is, of course, the faculty. Our faculty care deeply about our master's and PhD programs, and these programs are successful only if you are successful. This means we are fully dedicated to providing you with the best academic and social environments, and with helping unleash you to the world, whether be it in academia or industry. We want you to be proud of being a Columbia engineer. We want you to represent us well after you leave Columbia, and we would like you to stay engaged with us individually and with the school. A graduate advisor is an advisor for life. You now have joined the Columbia Engineering family for life. You have also joined the family of your department and your faculty advisors. The most important advice I would give you, especially those of you who are international students, is that you should try to venture out of your comfort zone and interact with students who do not come from the same school or the same country and who do not speak the same language. Take advantage of your stay at Columbia to improve your English and communication skills in a risk-free environment. As you are competing for employment opportunities against very talented individuals, those communication and language skills make a big difference. I was an international student myself, and I would recommend you take this advice very seriously, even if at the beginning, this mingling and interaction in English with fellow students you don't know who are from other countries may be or feel challenging. Enjoy your first weeks at Columbia University and Columbia Engineering. Try to attend most programs and events virtually and in person organized by the Office of Graduate Student Affairs, EGSC, and departmental events. Work hard and play hard. I look forward to knowing you. You can start by following me on Twitter at Kachani and adding me on Facebook and LinkedIn. Build a home here and now and forever at Columbia University and Columbia Engineering. Welcome to the Columbia Engineering family as we celebrate our 156th year of engineering excellence. Thank you, and I look forward to welcoming you in person to our campus in New York City.
Thank you, Senior Vice Dean Kachani. I'd like to welcome the next presenter, Dr. Jenny Mack from the Professional Development Leadership Program and Career Placement.
PDL is
Hello, this is Jenny Mack here. I've seen many of you in my classes in PDL. I'm one of the core instructors of the PDL class, as well as leading a wonderful team of career placement advisors, whom all of you have met during the course of this summer. I'm so excited to welcome you here today. Speaking of the graduate career placement team and our career placement advisors, I'm so delighted that all of you have already met them, and they'll be working hand in hand with you throughout the year on your career goals, your career aspirations, and placement. They are your go-to people. Our entire team here is here to support you. And the very wonderful aspect of Columbia Engineering and why you chose the right place to start your graduate program is that this wonderful career placement team is dedicated to helping you be successful in your profession. Every program has its dedicated coach, will guide you from start to finish. And we all started with you in June, starting with career assignments, the professional development courses, and that's just the beginning. We all look forward to working with you throughout this year. And in fact, many of our graduates and current students would like to send their well wishes to you as well as part of our program. So take a look.
PDL is a crash course in the professional workplace street smarts.
PDL is about improving your soft skills, becoming a more insightful, thoughtful, and positive professional.
PDL is a call to action to be empathetic and effective leaders during unprecedented times.
PDL is a one-of-a-kind program unique to Columbia and addresses soft skills that aren't typically covered in engineering curriculum.
PDL is an amazing journey for me to discover new interests, enhance professional skills, and make friends.
It's a beautiful journey where you meet really amazing people and you also have a great time learning new things. It's the best.
It ultimately helped me nail job interviews and land me the dream job that you see me at today.
PDL is an opportunity for you to realize that your journey will always be about growth and improvement.
PDL is about stepping outside of your comfort zone, and I'm excited for you to be able to take these classes with this great faculty.
PDL is a lifelong journey.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Strauss. I'm part of the Professional Development and Leadership team here at Columbia Engineering, and I'm also an incredibly proud alum of our engineering school. I have the privilege of serving on the Professional Development and Leadership, or PDL team, and we've had the opportunity to meet many of you already in your PDL workshops. Hopefully, you're familiar with Dr. Jenny Mack, our Executive Director, and if you haven't met her yet, I highly recommend Dr. Sophia Lee, who heads up our English communication program specifically for our graduate engineering students. And Gabby Lilienthal, our program manager, is probably the first face you met when you came to PDL. This group is focused on the educational aspects of your professional development, along with the excellent technical education you're gaining here at Columbia Engineering. But I don't need you to take my word for it. I asked a couple of our former students to tell you what PDL means to them.
I am elated that each and every one of you have decided to join the Columbia Engineering family, and I can't wait to see all of the positive changes that you bring to this world.
Best wishes.
We are here to help, we are here to guide, and we are excited to have you and to welcome you for the new semester.
Best of luck, guys.
I want to extend a huge welcome to the new class.
We're super duper excited to see you guys soon.
I look forward to having some lighthearted, dedicated, practical time with all of you.
I hope you enjoy your journey.
As students of one of the best institutes in the world, we look up to you to be the agents of change.
I'm looking forward to seeing you in the classroom, whether physically or virtually. Can't wait to get to know you. Thank you.
Enjoy it, have fun with it, try to engage with it, because it really is an awesome opportunity to learn from some incredible people.
Welcome back, everyone. I have a special guest with me to co-present on getting involved at Columbia Engineering, student life and engagement with integrity, Assistant Dean Yannick Brooks. Dean Brooks, say hi.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for being here today.
So one of the things at Columbia Engineering that's important to be aware of as you are a student here in the coming years is that we do have a robust student engagement program and opportunities for support for you. So up on the screen are a bunch of offices and departments and entities that are there for you if you need them. We have the Office of Undergraduate Graduate Student Affairs. We have an entire wellness apparatus. We have a professional development and leadership program. We have your department, which is also part of that program portfolio and support system. The Engineering Graduate Student Council, which you will hear about during this today. Student groups, and Columbia University campus-wide programming, which also you will hear about today. So what does the Office of Undergraduate and Graduate Student Affairs, what do we do, right? So there's a couple of things up on the screen that will show you just a mission statement or a small subset of information on what we do. So we are your primary resource for university and Columbia Engineering related questions. We can link you to other students, administrators, and academic departments. We answer academic questions and procedures. We also host events throughout the year that bridge the professional, cultural, and academic. We oversee the student groups in the Engineering Graduate Student Council. And one thing that's important as well is we are a place to safely ask for resources and support if you are a DACA student. Assistant Dean Yannick Brooks, his email's up there. If you have any questions about being a DACA student at Columbia Engineering, please email him. So what do I mean when I say student engagement, student life? We want to have you evaluate your experience at Columbia Engineering as you experience it, right? So these are some of the questions that you should be asking. So for example, how connected are you to your fellow students and peers? Have you attended any virtual Columbia University events? Are you engaged with support staff? Are you learning from faculty in your program? Essentially, how connected to the university do you feel? Are you contributing? Are you thriving? And are you involved at all with the New York City community? And then lastly, which is I think very important to all, a component to all of this, are you doing all of this with integrity? Assistant Dean Yannick Brooks will speak on integrity and academic integrity for a few minutes.
Thank you, Aurora, for that. It was the perfect opportunity to segue into what we're about to talk about. So we're going to talk today about student conduct and community standards. This all is under the umbrella for us under academic integrity. And so there are different situations that could arise where an academic integrity concern comes to graduate student affairs. The first thing that I want to mention is that academic integrity, it is not a case, it is not like a law and order type of field. It is really meant to be an educational component for yourselves as well as for us to reflect on what happened and for us to get a greater sense of the things that took place. So it's really for a meeting of the minds. All academic integrity occurrences, you have the opportunity to see what's going on. And we try to be as transparent as possible with our students throughout this process. And the next slide I'm going to talk about is the different types. So we have behavioral violations, and we also have for enhanced health and safety policy violations. Quickly about the behavioral things, that can range anywhere from falsification of documents, misuse of your student ID, collusion. And again, these are by no means any level of severity or the exhaustive list. It's just some examples. And then also too, Columbia University has a health and safety policy where if a situation arises, it may come to our office and we'll have to go through the same process, academic dean's disciplinary process for that. This slide talks about policy violation, academic integrity policy violations that occur throughout this SEAS campus as well as throughout the community. And so these are just some of the examples. Again, this is not an exhaustive list of everything. Some of the ones I do want to highlight are the ones that happen where you are not intentionally thinking about doing it, such as, for instance, unauthorized collaboration and/or unauthorized assistance. Here at Columbia, as you'll hear from many different departments and people, we love collaboration. We love that you work with your peers. We love the community that is being built. But there may be a time where a professor says that you have to work independently on this project, this homework, this essay, and the professor has their intentions as to why they indicated independently. Now, as a student, you have been studying with this other individual this entire semester, and so you are asking them for guidance on this topic. You are making sure not to copy their work or to plagiarize their work, but you just need help understanding the concept. But unfortunately, that is unauthorized assistance and unauthorized collaboration, because you're taking away what could be the professors trying to get a gauge of where the class stands, whether the class is understanding material, does he need to re-emphasize their focus in a particular way? And so that is one thing where it's an unintentional way of a policy violation. The other one that I'll point out, which happens a lot, and it happens really because a lot of times people are just unaware of it, is self-plagiarism. We all understand, I think, plagiarism is taking someone else's work without their permission. But for self-plagiarism, say you created a fantastic article, verbiage, paragraph, essay, paper, you name it, and you want it, and it's usable in another context, in another class, and you use it. And you are sincerely believing that you are not plagiarizing because it is your own work. However, there is such a thing called self-plagiarism. And those two are just examples that I have seen and that we have seen where students are unaware. And this is why we keep harping on, it's an educational component to it. And so we really are looking to reflect on the ways that happen. But on the next slide, you'll see that there are a variation of outcomes that can come up from these discipline hearings. It can range anywhere from a warning to an expulsion. We want to hear the students' their honest feedback. We want to hear what happened. We take everything into consideration when reviewing. I always warn students, or give students the breather, that suspension and expulsion are two very extreme outcomes, and it really has to do with the severity of the infraction and or the repeated nature of it. So I always warn students that everything could be okay, but let's hear what happened first. And it's really not our intent to be sided towards any particular team, so to speak, whether you say for the school or for the faculty or for the student. Graduate Student Affairs, we actually serve as a neutral third party when we're reviewing cases. So we want to see what exactly took place. And so that is what really our aim is, and that's our focus is. We try, again, to be transparent through it all. And on the next slide, it is the honor pledge. So I'm going to give everyone 10 seconds to memorize this pledge. I'm joking. You don't have 10 seconds to memorize the pledge. If you did in 10 seconds, pretty good. But I'm going to read it out loud for you, for everyone. So it says, we, the graduate students of Columbia Engineering, hereby pledge that it is our responsibility to uphold intellectual honesty, mutual and self-respect in the academic community. I affirm that I will not plagiarize, use unauthorized materials, or give or receive illegitimate help on assignments, papers, or examinations. I will also uphold equity and honesty in the evaluation of my work and the work of others. I do so to sustain a community built around this code of honor. And we have this honor code and we have these policies because we want Columbia Engineering, as in conjunction, of course, with Columbia University, to be a safe and welcoming community for all people from all walks of life. We learn from each other, we grow from each other, we build upon each other. And so these codes are just to help enforce that we live and we work in a healthy place. We are here to assist you in any way possible. Graduate Student Affairs, we're here to guide you through it all. We have various staff members that if you need help, guidance, if you don't understand if a policy could potentially be violating, we are strongly want to say access first before doing anything on your own. Because we are here to guide you through these codes, these honor codes, and we are here to make sure that it is a fruitful environment for you. This is one of the more harder topics out of Graduate Student Affairs. We, as you hear mentioned by my colleague Alvaro, we like to make things more enjoyable for the students, but this is something that Columbia Engineering takes very seriously in regards to academic integrity. And so I'm going to end just saying, which I'm sure you've heard many, many times already, congratulations, welcome to Columbia Engineering, and I look forward to meeting you all.
Thank you, Dean Brooks, for reviewing with us academic integrity at Columbia Engineering. So that concludes this presentation. I do want to offer a couple of points of communications for everybody. If you want to reach Dean Brooks or I or any members of the Graduate Student Affairs staff, you can send an email to the email address up on the screen, which is cs_gsa@columbia.edu. I've mentioned the email a couple of times. That's the best point of contact to get started. I also have up a few other methods just to keep in contact with us. We have an Instagram, CUGradCs. We have also EGSC, which is the Engineering Graduate Student Council. They also have their own Instagram. And I'm always happy to connect with students via LinkedIn. I'm always willing to be an ear if you have any questions about the school. In terms of why I have that little image at the bottom, I mean, our goal is to get you from the little stick figure in orientation to the end. So I want to see you jumping up and down with a little hat and a little diploma in your hand on commencement and class day. So thank you so much. And I hope that I see you at virtual events or in the Engineering Graduate Student Council elections or just the meetings this fall. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome presenters from the Engineering Graduate Student Council, EGSC for short, the EGSC President Tinkai Liu, and the EGSC Vice President Shreya Narasimhan.
Hi everyone, my name is Tinkai, and I'm currently serving as the President of the Engineering Graduate Student Council, or EGSC for short. I'm starting my 5th year in my PhD at the Electrical Engineering Department.
Hi everyone, I'm Shreya. I'm the Vice President of EGSC, and I'm a BME student going into my 4th year.
On behalf of EGSC, we would like to welcome you to the School of Engineering and Applied Science. We are very excited to have you join the school, and EGSC is ready to help you and make your experience at Columbia better. So Engineering Graduate Student Council is the student government of the Graduate School of Engineering at CEAS. And over the span of more than a decade, Engineering Graduate Student Council has served as the hub of student life in the engineering school and has been connecting our graduate students with the rest of the engineering school, as well as the wider Columbia University. Our mission, as it has been for 12 years, is to maintain a dialogue with the administration and the faculty of the Columbia Engineering School. We work very closely with Dean's office, with Dean Boyce and Dean Kachani that you have met, and all the faculties at SEAS, as well as the Graduate Student Affairs Office to advocate for student concerns. We're here to also work towards a healthier academic environment for graduate engineering students. We, the board members of EGSC, serve as student representatives on academic planning committees to make sure, for example, that we ensure the quality of our learning experiences regardless of the circumstances. And last, but certainly not least, EGSC is here to foster friendship, interaction, and respect amongst graduate engineering students by sponsoring and organizing events of interest. EGSC sponsors most student clubs within the engineering school and collaborate very widely within and outside the engineering school to make sure we build a stronger community within SEAS. EGSC is entirely run by current graduate students at the engineering school. EGSC's leadership in its executive board is comprised of 8 members, including our representative at the University Senate. You have met with Shreya and I, who are serving as vice president and president, and we are joined by a crew of really wonderful engineering leaders, with Amy Moses serving as our treasurer, David Zhang serving as our University senator, Rohit Sharma serving as the Korean alumni chair, Ghanim Habli serving as the inter-school chair, Monique Goya as the communications chair, and Hithika Gada as the social chair. Of course, to serve the 4,000 graduate students across 10 departments and programs in SEAS, EGSC relies heavily on our department representatives, who are the elected voting members of the student council from each department and program. Department representatives form a dialogue between the school administration, their constituencies in their departments, as well as EGSC, and in that proxy to the entire engineering school. Department representatives are also the candidates for executive board election in the December of every year. These DRs, department representatives, are really critical components of the EGSC's mission to maintain a strong connection to our students in various departments. And being a department representative is generally the best way to get started if you would like to be part of the EGSC mission. We'll reach out to you with more details on the department representative elections as we get closer to the semester. Here at the engineering school, there is a very vibrant student club culture, and supporting our own student leaders within SEAS is one of the main ways for EGSC to promote student lives at SEAS. EGSC recognizes and supports more than a dozen student groups in SEAS currently, and these student groups could be either departmental student governments, like GoBME for biomedical engineering, Geek for electrical engineering, and MEGA for mechanical engineering. They could also be other special interest groups, like the Product Managers Club, Columbia Engineering Energy Club, the Financial Engineering Club, QSTEM, or Spike McKay, and many others. Most of the student clubs at SEAS have usually at least one member of the leadership sitting on every EGSC meetings where we can consolidate efforts across the entire school. So if there is a student club or departmental student government that you would like to start or see started, EGSC is always here to facilitate and help with such initiatives, and we will be here to help make sure that they happen. Now that I've shared with you the mission and the composition of EGSC, Shreya will share with you in a little more details what we have accomplished in the past and what are our main points of actions.
First, I'd like to thank Dinkai for his nice introduction and for laying out the foundations of EGSC. As he said, we are really here to improve student life, so your life. And this is done by our involvement in some key areas. Some of these are shown on the slide here. So some ways that we help improve student life is through the quality of life survey. So for the past decade, EGSC has been conducting a school-wide quality of life survey that spans all aspects of life on campus, from teaching to security and facilities and fun and relaxation, of course. And the school takes this very seriously. And we really work hard on making the changes solicited by the students with the feedback that is collected. You have met previously in this presentation, Dean Boyce and Dean Kachani, and one of the ways that you can get to interact with them and get updates is through the graduate student town halls that we host. And that's a good way for students to have an active conversation with the deans and also directly provide feedback and get support. Another way that EGSC is also very involved in student life is by providing awards and scholarships. We want to support graduate students to attend professional development activities that are close to students' hearts and that students really care about. So we provide professional development scholarship 3 times per year to fund these opportunities. If you have any more questions about this, you can always access the information and see examples of the opportunities on our website. In addition to advocacy, we also host many different types of events, and we all come to Columbia in hopes to pursue the career of our dreams. So we know that career and alumni events are very important. So we host different types of events, interview preparations, career roundtables, networking sessions, and we work with Jenny Mack and Liz Strauss that you also have met previously today, as well as with the Center for Career Education and also different alumni groups at Columbia to bring to you the best career events that would interest students across all disciplines and who would want to explore different options of career. So we have in the past had events with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Goldman Sachs, different consulting companies. So you can see that there's a wide range of events that we have, and we're also always very open to creating events. So if there's anything that you would like to see happen, we're very happy to chat and we can try to make that happen. So please don't hesitate in contacting us and reaching out. So now we've talked about more serious things, and of course, most of us, all of us, work hard, have sleepless nights, studying, and we know that we work hard, but we also like to play hard. So of course, having fun is definitely something that we want to focus on. And for that, we host a lot of different events. In the past, we have had boat cruises, poker nights, campus mixers, Broadway shows. But now in this new COVID time, things are a little bit different. So we have had a whole new set of events that we have planned over the past semester. And these have included quiz nights, game nights, cooking challenges where you can hone totally new set of skills, talent challenges, escape rooms. And of course, as I mentioned before, if you really want to see an event happen or you are really eager to organize something, we're really, really happy to do that. We also try to expand students' networks by hosting events with different types of, different schools, so that you get to network with business school students, arts and science students. So we're always trying to look for ways to have more fun. So to sum up, we are here to serve all students, so you. And we are one of the biggest schools at Columbia with the most students, and we are quite well funded. And it would be a great opportunity for you to join us if you would like to work with other students and faculty and administration. So don't hesitate in joining us. And if you have any more questions, you can always go to the website, that is egsc.engineering.columbia. You can find all of our information on that. So please reach out to us if you have any questions. We have an Instagram page and a Facebook page, so you can follow all of the events that we host. And we have meetings every Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. on Zoom. We used to provide lunch, so that was great, and we hope to get back to that. But until then, on our Zoom meetings, you can come and have all of us who will be really, really happy to welcome you. And that said, I would like to thank you all for your attention. We are really, really excited to be here to welcome you on Zoom as well, and to see more of you and work with you this coming year and more, hopefully.
Thank you, Tinkai and Shreya. Next, I'd like to welcome my colleagues at University Life.
Hello there. My name is Joseph Greenwell. I go by he, him, and his, and I serve as the Vice President for Student Affairs in University Life at Columbia University. I'm so excited to welcome you to Columbia. Whether you be on campus this fall or virtually, we are delighted that you have chosen to be part of the incredible, the diverse, and the exciting community that is Columbia. I also want to thank you. I want to thank you for all that you're doing to protect yourself and to protect others in this time of COVID-19. It's so imperative that we all follow our campus health compact and that we are taking care of not only our own well-being, but all those that we engage with and all those that they engage with. That includes wearing face coverings at all times on campus, as well as physically distancing ourselves while on campus, while still being social, of course, and all the other policies and requirements that we're being asked to do in order to keep each other safe and healthy. And I give great gratitude. I know it's an extraordinary time. I know it's not easy, but it's so, so important. I'm here today to talk about university life and what we do, how we're a resource for you, and how we can partner with you as we continue to enhance the student experience at Columbia. And I'm going to share my screen with you, if you will, so I can do a little bit of a PowerPoint presentation. I'm a visual person. I don't know if you are. And so here we go. So University Life, we are a hub for the student experience that supports students across all of the schools. And in particular, we provide information. You'll get that via emails and web resources. We host events and activities. We address cutting edge issues. I'm going to focus on many of those things. And we always want to hear from you and get your advice in how we could be enhancing the student experience and partnering with you as we do. So the office, focuses on, like I said, strengthening the student experience. So we provide opportunities to come together and discuss pressing issues of our time. We collaborate with students across the campus, as well as with faculty and staff, to solve challenges and problems and to continually to review and enhance the student experience at Columbia. And we sponsor campus-wide events and programs, and I'm going to be sharing several of those with you later on in this presentation. So at Columbia, we talk a lot about community citizenship and what it means to make sure that we are not only caring for ourselves, but for others. And that's more important now than ever in the midst of COVID-19, and hence the reason for the compact. But our essential university values and the ones that we follow in University Life are centered around three core values. The first is inclusion and belonging. We want to make sure that every student feels a sense of belonging at Columbia University. Sexual respect, that we have a campus that addresses and ultimately prevents all forms of sexual violence, and that we are instilling sexual respect in everything that we do. And well-being, looking at the well-being of our students in a holistic way and really thinking about prevention and education and support when well-being is stressed and challenged. So we do a variety of university-wide discussions and programs. You'll hear about them via email and on our social media that you can engage with. And these discussions are on everything from cutting edge issues in this moment in time, as well as historical issues that have been with us for many, many centuries. So a few of the ways that we do this is through our virtual community. And one of those aspects in what we've been doing is with our University Life forums. And so these are community-wide discussions on issues that are impacting us as a community in those moments in time. And so here are a few that we've done. One that was on Black Lives Matter protests and creating change. And we've done a number of them around COVID-19, sharing information, trying to help educate the community based on what we know at that moment in time, and also in planning and preparation as we're reopening for the fall. We also have one of our signature events, which is Awakening Our Democracy. And these are discussions around disparities and issues of justice. And we bring in scholars and activists and journalists and other experts to really have a dialogue regarding whatever that cutting issue might be. And then there's always opportunity as well for the audience to engage with the panelists and really to get their questions answered from these experts. And we've done these around election and countdown to the election of 2020. We're in preparation there around the legacy of slavery, immigration issues, and a variety of other issues. And so they will be presented virtually coming this fall, and so it's something to look forward to. We also have our community citizenship film series. We traditionally show a film, usually in the spring, and then we have a panel discussion regarding the aspects of the film. The one that we most recently did was Queen and Slim, which was an extraordinary film, and the panelists were amazing. We also did the report, and we actually had the person that the report is about on the panel, and to talk about his lived experience as well as working with the director who was also on the panel. So these are incredible opportunities to take film, another genre of really addressing critical societal issues, and then bringing it to campus and then having a dialogue after with these incredible experts in the areas. We also do a number of university-wide initiatives across the campus in partnership with the schools and central units and with our affiliates. So we have one of our major initiatives is centered around inclusion and belonging. And so these are having conversations about identity and meaningful inclusion, to talk about what are the current issues, to do assessment and really kind of continue to enhance campus climate and the experience at Columbia. And so some of the things that we've done in this space is our campus conversations, where it's an opportunity to get skills to be able to have conversations across differences and really be able to develop that. Our Inclusion, Belonging, and Community Citizenship Initiative, you'll getting more information about that soon as new students. That is fully launching in the fall, but you'll be able to engage in a variety of ways on critical topics of inclusion and belonging. And then we have our coffee and conversations, which are more casual conversations that we have around these critical issues. We also have our graduate initiative for inclusion and engagement. And although this initiative focuses on graduate students and particularly from low income and first gen, it's really for all graduate students. We welcome participation from all of our graduate students. And we've done a variety of workshops, panel discussions as well. And so the most recent ones we've done are the Women of Color Roundtable, which was excellent. I participated in that. And hearing from our faculty member regarding their lived experiences and their advice to students. We did one around career development in these uncertain times of COVID-19, and one around financial wellness as well. So these are great resources that provide information as well as dialogue opportunities for you. We have the Sexual Respect and Community Citizenship Initiative. And this initiative, you will be participating again in this in the fall, and we'll get additional information around that. But really talking about how are we being community citizens in relation to addressing issues of sexual violence and sexual assault. And so really looking at sexual respect and making sure how we're instilling that into our community as a commitment. individually and collectively. We also focus heavily on student well-being. And so a few ways that we do that is we do a well-being survey. That survey is done every other year. So it will be conducted again in 2021. We're currently, 2022. Yes, 2022. I had to think about that. And we're currently taking the information. We launched the survey this year in 2020, and that information will be available to you. And that information is really important because it helps with our future planning around well-being resources and programs and services. We also have our wellness days programs so that you can participate in. That's everything from yoga to other physical activities. We're doing them currently virtually, and then we will be transitioning in doing them physically distance on campus in smaller groups as we start to reopen the campus. And then we do other things like cookies and coloring and some other fun activities around wellness and just giving you a mental break. We also have our CU Engage, which is really centered around the importance of civic engagement at Columbia University and all the work that we do. So this provides detailed information for you, as well as provides an opportunity to engage experts through panels and programs and services. Another important aspect, particularly as we're coming upon another election year and an important election year, to engage in civic engagement. And then Columbia Welcome. So Columbia Welcome, you will be invited to a variety of events and activities virtually, as well as potentially some in person, but most of them will be virtually. But this is such a great opportunity. We're so excited by the breadth. There's a huge team that is working on this, a breadth of experiences you will have to engage with each other, to meet new students, to have a great time. And so this is really meant to help you in your transition to Columbia and to engage and to meet new students across the campus and within your schools. So there's a variety of ways that you can get involved, and we really welcome your involvement in all the activities that we do. And so I wanted to share a few of them. So one is our University Life Events Council. So this is a student-led council with student leaders leading other students in order to engage in incredible events and programs and resources for you. So there's student plan for students and student engagement. And so please think about, if you would like to join in those activities. And so we've done things from a CU showcase. Escape the Zoom was, and we're going to do it again, was extraordinarily successful, where you're able to go in and receive clues about Columbia on Teams and then work together in order to escape the Zoom and the dreaded Zoom. And then our virtual cook-off was another event that the Events Council planned for most recently this spring. We also have our Interschool Governing Board. You'll also hear it called IGB. And these are clubs and organizations that are open to all Columbia students. You will have clubs and organizations within your own school that is school specific. And then IGB is clubs and organizations that are across schools. So every student is welcome to join. So please check out all of their offerings and to see if there's an organization that you'd be interested in joining. I also wanted to share another, it's really an initiative that we did and partnered with Student Financial Services, but it's a resource that's important and for you and as a wellness resource, and it's around financial wellness. So we partnered with iGrad, and so at columbia.igrad.com that you can download a free interactive tool that provides you a lot of information around financial wellness education. It helps you with scholarship information, student loan management, and a variety of other things. And this is a free tool to you as a Columbia student, and the tool is ongoing. The resource is ongoing. So beyond your time at Columbia, you can continue to use this with your own financial planning in a variety of ways. I am actually enjoying myself and trying to work with the tools, and it's been very helpful to me in my own planning. So how do you get information? How do you get updates? You know, what's going on and so forth. So you can download our app. So that's the University Life app. So you can download that, and then that will help you with getting discounts. And it also has information around campus services and events and activities that you can get involved with. And then you can always go to our website. So we have an events page on our website, but all of the initiatives that I shared with you, everything that I've discussed with you, it's all on our website. So it's meant to be a one-stop shop, if you will, of information around student engagement across the schools. And so that's universitylife.columbia.edu. So that's where you go, University Life. You can also follow us on social media. So like us, follow us, connect with us in any meaningful way. So on Facebook and on YouTube, you can get us at Columbia University Life. And then on Instagram and Twitter, you can follow us at Columbia U Life. And so be sure to engage with us and share with us in those spaces. So again, I just wanted to welcome you to Columbia. I'm excited to get to know you virtually and ultimately in person during your time at Columbia. Please reach out to us if you have ideas or questions. Work with your schools, but if you have ideas around across school programming and ways to enhance the student experience, or if there's anything we can do, then feel free to email us at universitylife@columbia.edu. We're super excited you're here, and I feel so honored to be part of this community, and I feel so honored that you're going to be part of this community as well, and look forward to knowing you and hearing your story, sharing my story, and working together as we get through COVID-19, and that we continue to be resilient and continue to have a healthy, safe, and wonderful campus experience. Take care.
That concludes today's program orientation. In the next couple of weeks, you've been invited to a few Welcome Month events that we have. From now until September 22nd, there are different programs and events virtually that you'll be able to partake in that elaborate on a lot of what we discussed today and open up new opportunities for you in terms of student life and engagement at Columbia Engineering. So to close out this session, first, I'd like to congratulate everyone once again. Thank you so much for being part of our orientation today. And then wanted to leave you with a small token of our appreciation from a lot of the staff members at Columbia Engineering, wishing you congratulations and a robust welcome to Columbia Engineering. Thank you.
Welcome to Columbia.
Yeah. Welcome to Columbia.
Welcome to Columbia.
Welcome to Columbia Engineering.
Welcome to Columbia University. 大家好，欢迎来哥伦比亚大学。Hola, bienvenidos a Columbia University. Adios.
Welcome to Columbia Engineering. I'm Lola Rada, a member of the academic team for the IOR department, and I'm excited to get to know you better.
Welcome to Columbia Engineering. We look forward to getting to know all of you.
Welcome to Columbia Engineering. My name is Carmen from IOR. Really excited to welcome you all.
Welcome to Columbia Engineering.
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 Welcome to Columbia Engineering.